I didn't want to go to Lagos in the first place. Like, Lagos was not part of my options because I knew Lagos life. Lagos is a very
expensive.
Aside being expensive,
Okay.
it is so congested. Like, everybody's on the move in Lagos. Everybody is moving at every time in Lagos. I don't know. But when you get to Lagos, everybody is moving. Every single person is moving. So I didn't want that life for myself in this my 1 year. I really wanted to reflect on myself. I really wanted to know what I really want in this service here. So I've been able to serve in this local area. It's not so local, actually. This is not so local.
It's not that local as you think.
Yes, actually. At first it was the buildings I was seeing that was really
You were judging the book by its cover.
Exactly, I was judging the book by its cover.
But I'm sure 10 months ago you were not like this.
I wasn't.
I could see the transformation. I could feel it here.
I wasn't like this. Well, I thank God I stayed because the opportunity I had in this place, I don't think I would have had it in Lagos. I don't think I would have had it in Ibadan if I went back or if I went to Ibadan. I don't think I would have. I don't think, because I had time, not so much time for myself. A lot of people will say NYC is not an achievement.
The journey of NYC is full of life.
Yes.
This man they call Sunday Bro or General says that alone made me feel that this should be the land of this country as well. I serve as one of the leaders of the SCCF Forum and the Lab.
Welcome to Service Echoes podcast, where service becomes legacy. Today, we bring you a powerful and inspiring story from the batch A1 2025. Meet Miss Timothy Ayomide Elizabeth, a proud daughter of Lagos State who found herself serving in the land she never imagined she could ever survive. A place called Horilope Local Government, Igbo, an ancient town of Oyo State, Nigeria. But in the middle of uncertainty, she found something deeper. She found faith, personal growth, and the strength she never knew she had. This is the story of surviving unexpected and the learning lessons for the next generation. Stay tuned as we all hear from her story. You are welcome to our show.
Thank you, sir.
How has been the journey so far?
All I can say is I thank God. That's all I can say.
Thank you so much. All right. Thank you for honoring our invitation. And we also thank you for choosing Service Echoes to document your NYC journey. Thank you so much, ma'am. What made you genuinely concerned so much about sharing your story with Service Echoes? And what is the hope you think the next generation could gain from it?
Okay. So, with what I know about Service Echoes, it's a platform where experiences of core members are documented. So, I feel like, or I know that with my experience, after sharing my experience, I know that other core members or prospective core members would have the privilege to know what it feels like to serve in this kind of area that I'm serving in, and have the experience that I also had here, or I'm also having here, or at least have a close experience. So me sharing my experience with them, I know it's going to help them to ease their own work for those that be posted for your state, those posted to this local government and to other states in Nigeria.
For those just meeting you for the first time,
Okay.
Why?
Okay, my name is Timothy Ayomide Elizabeth. I am from Kwara State. I reside in Lagos, and I studied chemistry at the University of Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria. The great Ilorin.
Great Unilorin.
Yes, it's better by far.
Better by far. Is it great Unilorin or better by far?
The both.
Why is it the both?
Because we are the better university
in Nigeria or in the whole Africa.
You don't worry about that one.
Okay.
All right. So I was posted to Oyo State Igbo local government.
Okay.
So I'm serving in a school, Irepo Grammar School, and I am serving as a teacher, a mathematics teacher.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mathematics teacher. Why not chemistry?
Chemistry is on S3, they don't have a chemistry teacher. So the only vacant science subjects were basic science and math. But I just chose math. I just felt like I think I will do better with math. I chose math, yeah.
Okay. I can see that you are good at maths. All right, thank you so much. That's interesting. And you've been in this Igbo for like 10 to 11 months, right?
Yeah.
From your own experience, what can you say about Igbo land?
It's a lot to say.
It's a lot to say.
It's a whole lot.
Okay.
Leave me because
Cheers. Just little then.
okay.
All right.
So I'll start from the first day I got to this place after camp.
The first day ever.
I was like, where am I? Where am I? In my wildest imagination, I've never imagined to serve in a place like this. You know, when I hear of Oyo State, okay, the only place in my head is Ibadan, Ogbomoso. I knew that Oyo State is very big, but I did not know that there are so localized places like this in Oyo State. You get so I was not bothered about where I was going to serve. I mean my primary place of assignment. I was not bothered about that because I knew that, okay, it cannot be so bad. It cannot be so bad.
Okay.
So I saw my PPA letter and I saw it go. I saw the school. Okay, I actually wanted to serve in the school. I wanted to because I wanted time for myself.
Okay.
Because I knew that working in industry and all I might not have enough time for myself. Because this service year was planned for to take care of myself. You get and also to build capacity and all. So I wanted to serve in the school. So when I saw the school, I was fine with that. I saw the local government. I'm like, okay, I've not heard of this place before. Igbo, where is Igbo? So I
It was written boldly Igbo.
Yes, it was like the name of the school.
Okay.
Or local government Igbo. You get
okay, or local government.
Yes,
Igbo.
yes.
Okay, you're posting letter.
Yes,
All
yes,
right.
yes. So I summoned courage. I went to the boss and so cutting the long story short, I got to Igbo and the other core members that we came together. We're not so much. So when I saw the place, like where we alighted the town hall, okay, the town was not so bad. Okay, it's okay, it's a fair building. But then later on we come in and then I saw ancient building. In my wildest imagination, I never thought that I could see buildings like this. I've been seeing them in Yoruba films. I've been seeing them in Yoruba films.
Okay.
So I never thought, okay, this places actually exist that people live in. You get so I came to and the other core members. We came to the SCF Corpers Lodge.
Okay.
And we were well received in the house. And I came into the house and I was still thinking, how did I get here? How did I get here? I was supposed to have
inside of your state.
I planned a soft life, a baby girl life for my NYC.
Daughter of Lagos State.
Honestly, I planned a baby girl life, and I knew that the life I planned for myself, I cannot get it in this place. It is like the direct opposite. but then, cutting the long story short, I thank God I stayed actually.
Praise God.
I thank God I stayed because I wanted time for myself. I wanted a time to enlarge myself, to increase my capacity. And I can say, looking back to the past 10, 11 months, I actually have increased in my capacity in some ways. I've grown in some ways, spiritually, physically, emotionally. I've grown, been able to, with the things I was able to do here in this place while serving, I was able to increase my skills in some areas, and also I just thank God I stayed in this place because I know that if I'd done relocation or gone to I didn't even want to go to Lagos in the first place. Like Lagos was not part of my options because I knew Lagos life. Lagos is a very
expensive.
Aside being expensive,
Okay.
it is so congested. Like everybody is on the move in Lagos. Everybody is moving at every time in Lagos.
Moving to
I don't know, but when you get to Lagos, everybody is moving. Every single person is moving. So I did want that life for myself in this my 1 year. I really wanted to reflect on myself. I really wanted to know what I really want in the service here. So being able to serve in this local area. It's not so local, not so local actually. This place is not so local.
It's not that local as you think.
Yes, actually. At first it was the buildings I was seeing that was making me.
You are judging the book by its cover.
Exactly, I was judging the book by its cover.
But I'm sure 10 months ago you were not like this.
I wasn't.
Because I could see the transformation. I could feel it here.
I wasn't like this. Well, I thank God I stayed because the opportunity I had in this place, I don't think I would have had it in Lagos. I don't think I would have had it in Ibadan if I went back or if I went to Ibadan. I don't think I would have. I don't think because I had time, not so much time for myself like I planned, but at least I have time for myself. I had planned to grow spiritually, physically, emotionally, and to sharpen my skills. Also, I had a chance to do that.
Wow. Fast. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Okay, with this all kind of definition and description you've given to Igbo land, if you have the chance or the opportunity to stay, will you stay?
If I had the chance to stay, what am I doing here?
You want to join the queue?
Not joining. Hold on. I cannot. I don't. I'm not saying I cannot stay. I can, of course.
Okay.
But that's if I find something tangible doing here. I can't just stay here and say I want to start looking for a job here. No. Like if I already have something I'm doing here and I know that okay, I can be sustained with this. Or if I get a leading to stay here, sure I would stay.
All right. In one word.
But not staying permanently. Not staying permanently. Temporary.
No problem. Igbo is a nice place.
It is actually. It is
a nice place.
And the fact that the people around are so friendly. Yeah, they are.
I heard about that too. And they recognize strangers easy.
Yeah, they do. It's look like everyone in this town, like every indigenous of this town knows each other. Because when you are a stranger, they know you are a stranger. I'm like, how do you know? How do you know?
Wow. All right, that's nice. That's nice. With what I've heard about Igbo, is one of the ancient town in your state.
Yeah, it is.
It's one of the ancient town in your state. Me too, I was so surprised when I got there, seeing those buildings. I was like,
it's the old Oyo Empire.
Yes.
It's the old Oyo Empire.
That's true. Old Oyo Empire. Yeah. You mentioned earlier that being in Igbo, it's a blessing to you that develop some skills, spiritual aspects, something like that. I would like you share us more details on how you were able to achieve those things.
Okay, so coming to NYC,
yes,
I had the intention to grow.
To grow?
Yeah, my service year was initially for growth. That's why I said earlier that I didn't want to serve in Lagos. Not because I could not grow in Lagos, but I would have been too occupied. Staying in Lagos, staying around the same environment, I would have been too occupied. So I wanted somewhere away from home. I wanted somewhere I could be on my own to reflect on myself. So thank God I found myself in this kind of environment. So the areas I was able to grow while coming to NYC, I had the notion I was intentional about my spiritual growth.
Okay.
I was intentional about that because I knew that I needed to grow spiritually, and God helping me, I stayed in the NCC family house. I served as the staff coordinator and welfare secretary. That's the mama. And irrespective, even if I was not an executive in the house, I would have still committed myself to spiritual growth. Because before I came into office, I was already working on it. So I was able to grow spiritually and I was able to grow emotionally too. I learned to control my emotions. I'm the kind of person that I really don't know how to relate to people. I don't know how to do the talking. But
before,
but looking at how I've grown in this last 10 months, I can see I might talkative. I'm not talkative. I'm not. I'm serious, but I've grown in my relationship with people and how I handle things emotionally. And also, I've been able to grow in some intellectual skills. I've been able to grow in my physical skills too. Because being in the kind of position I am in, I have the chance, or I'm given the responsibility to relate with people. I'm given the responsibility to do this and do that at the same time. So it was not something I was used to before, but because that was a requirement of the post, of the assignment, I had to do it. And I was also able to grow in my in the line of my career. I studied chemistry here, or I plan on going to the health sector. So I was given the privilege to serve in the medical CDS group where we did where we did medical outreaches and like amongst ourselves as co-members and the local government.
Okay, it's more like a personal project.
Not a personal project, it was a
Okay.
group project.
A group
It was a group
project.
project.
Okay.
Yes, yes. So I was able to, not like I had much knowledge about the health sector because I was so inquisitive and I wanted to do it, or something I wanted to do. So I gave myself to trainings and I was able to grow in that area. So I can say that, okay, I know something about health now. And yeah, so basically I have grown in a couple of areas. And also I'm a hairstylist. I style hair. And I was able to be a facilitator.
Okay.
I taught,
Side
yes,
facilitator. Okay.
facilitator, yes. I taught my fellow core members how to make hair. So it was a growth thing for me because I knew that I needed to sharpen my skills of hairstyling. So I used that as an opportunity. As I'm teaching others, I'm also learning. Yeah, so I was able to grow in diverse areas.
Wow. That shows that for you to be able to, at least you've mentioned like 4 things now. You've tried to add value to yourself from your experience now. I feel like there are much more opportunities in rural area compared to
Yes.
urban area. Is that so?
We cannot say compared to, or there are things that you can get in the rural area that you cannot get in the urban area. There are things you can get in the urban area you cannot get in the rural area.
Okay. Okay. Example of one thing you can get here in rural area that you can't in
Cheap
urban
food.
area.
Food is
Cheap
so
food.
cheap here. Yes, yes, yes.
Cheap
Food,
food.
food, yes, cheap. So that was like the number one. And the number two, I would say, but depending on the area though, it depends on the area.
But Igbo to be precise.
Igbo to be precise,
Cheap food.
Yeah, cheap food.
Okay.
And as a core member, you're able to save more in a rural area than you would in an urban area. Because in an urban area, for example, the transportation cost is so high, the feeding cost is so high. So living expenses in your urban area is generally high. But here in the rural area, it's not so high, except for the transportation. The transportation is not so much because like the town is small. And even if it's another rural area aside Igbo, the transportation is not so much. The least you can get here, or the highest sorry you can get here around this area should be about 500 naira, and the least is 300 naira
For
bike, here for a trip. Yes, the least is 300 naira, and the highest should be about 500, 700, depending on where you are going to get. So there's actually benefits of staying in.
I even heard that core members live freely in Igbo. How true is that?
Yes, really, because when they even hear that you're a copper, they carry you like you're their god.
As out now.
When you hear that copper, everybody says they call copper. When they hear that,
Like
I'm wearing khaki. I used to be hungry to like do service for 2 years,
this
but
kind of no, I know if you get them from my state.
a similar cannot get this. A similar cannot
So
get.
many core members are complaining that the 77K is not enough. From your own experience, how can someone realistically achieve it? That is enough. Is it enough? Let me just put it that way.
It depends on you. It depends on your way of life. To some, 77K is enough, and to some, it's not enough. When they were collecting 33, everybody was crying that the thing is too small, it's too small. But they added a whole lot, added 44,000. But it depends on you actually. It depends on you, on what your view of money is.
Okay.
Me personally, the normal 7K, and I coupled it with some other side hustles.
Okay.
And so in a month, I know that before my allowance comes, I know the things that I have budget for. And first of all, I would advise, this is a financial intelligence tip for every couple out there. When you get your allowance, take out your savings first. Have a particular amount that, out of 77,000, I want to save 30,000. Out of
30,000.
yeah,
Okay.
out of 77,000, I want to save 40, 50. Depends on
Okay.
on your financial goal actually. So have a fixed amount that you save, and be diligent in saving. And the tip I'm going to give is, make sure you save first. Don't spend and then save. Save first and then you spend, because it helps a lot. If you start spending first, you before you know it, you would have passed your budget. So it's actually nice that before your allowance comes, or when your allowance comes, before you touch the money, first thing should be your savings, and then if you're Christian, your tithe. I recommend you paying your tithe. I'm not going to talk about that, but then I recommend you paying your tithe, and then the other things can follow, and you can also have other streams of income. Like in this rural area,
Yes.
the because they are not so exposed, the parents around here, they like their children to be taught by core members, because they know that as a corper, your English should be fluent, your way of life should be much more different from their own way of life. So they prefer core members to tutor their children. So it's a privilege for you to also have a teaching side. Also, you can have multiple lesson students, and you call your mom. Even if it's not teaching, you can have a skill. Maybe you're a tailor, you're a fashion designer, or you're a hairstylist. Whatever it is that you do graphics design. And yeah, a lot of people think that they cannot do tech jobs while they are serving in rural area.
Okay.
Yes, I would say it's possible. Yes, because yes, we know that in rural area there is less or little light facility, electricity.
Okay.
But then there are other means that you can, if you are the determined one or determined person, there are means that you can devise to be able to pursue your career of being into tech, or your job working as a tech bro or a tech sis. And I think that I would say that, from my own point of view, I mean, from staying in Igbo, there is not so much of light. We get lights just in once in the blue moon. But there are times that they give us light. But when they give us light like maybe like straight 24 hours, straight 36 hours, and then probably see them like next 3 days or next 1 week or next 2 weeks. Depends on how they decide to give us light. So I would say when there is no electricity, there are ways that you can devise. Probably you get a generator, or you get a solar, or
Is it from how to get that generator or solar? Is it from your salary, from that alawi, or from your savings, or how? Just explain.
you that you want to pursue your career, I think you should be able to get means of getting your generator or getting your solar. Yes, because
that is
hold on, because there is nothing you can do about it. You're already in the rural area. There's no way out. So you have to find a way out for yourself. You get so if it's using your first allowance or your first two allowance, get a generator just so that you can be able to continue with your business or with your career. And I think it's no big deal. You can do it.
Okay, that makes me to ask. So, how much do you know? How much is generator?
I have no idea what
You
generator is.
okay. You have no, because I was thinking that is it that easy to get generator? Getting generator, you have to fuel it, right? Please, you have to explain.
I don't know anything about it too, but I'm not using that as an example. You get, because for me personally, if the work I am doing requires me to have electricity 24 hours, and I'm in an area that I don't have, or I don't have access to that amenity, that's electricity, I would find other means of getting electricity. If it has to do with me probably pairing with somebody, or maybe I know someone that turns on gen, or I know someone that has a solar, probably I spend my time there after my PPA. And okay, I have no other side also aside this one. So after my PPA, after working at my PPA, then I go to the person's place, or just to find the means around it. You get what I'm trying to say is that, like, let's not be stranded by our environment. Even when you are in an enclosed area, always find a means to explore, always find a means to do that which you like desire to do. You can mention that even if you are not privileged, use your less privileged as a privilege to yourself. Do you understand? That's what I'm trying to say. I do have an idea what the generator is.
I pray it will be easy for the
Amen.
core
Amen.
members
Amen.
listening to us.
It's easy for you guys because I'm living already.
All right. And again, I had this, and I don't know how true it is. That is very, very common among the poor to save. That the wealthy people don't save. How true is that?
What people don't save?
Yes, that instead of savings, they prefer to invest.
Invest. Okay.
So this advice of saving, always get savings, always getting that, the mentality is so much common among the poor. I don't know how true is that.
Okay, let me try to read what I know. Okay, so when you say you are saving, you are putting money, or it's majorly money.
Yes.
Putting money somewhere that it's safe. Either it's for it to get an increment,
Okay.
or for like having interest on it, or just fixing it there. But I would recommend that you don't just put your money in the bank just for it to be fixed there. I mean, just saving without having an increment
interest.
plan.
Okay.
Yes, an interest plan. When they say that saving is for the poor and investment for the rich, it's just because the poor have not been enlightened, or let me put it this way, they have not been able to explore, or they don't have the knowledge. Yes, they are devoid of the required knowledge that they have. One of the things that make rich people rich is actually investment. Being rich is a mentality. It's not just about the
being rich is
it's a mentality. Because a rich man knows that if I probably buy stocks, and I know that if I buy this stock today, there are possibilities that tomorrow it drastically reduces. I mean, I get maybe like 10% loss on this stock that I bought. Now, a man with a rich mentality would have the knowledge, okay, even if it goes down today, tomorrow, or if not tomorrow, next year, next 5 years, I'm sure that I would have at least a 50% increment on this that I have bought, on this that I've invested in. So it would put in his money. But a person with a poor mentality or a poor mindset would be like, okay, I need this money to just be somewhere, just be breathing. They will not be able to, or which people with the poor man mentality, they are unable to, or they don't have the ability or the capacity to take risk. They prefer, everything being safe and playing well. They have it in mind that, okay, what if this thing I'm about to do, what if it goes down the drain? Or what if I don't get my money back? But not thinking of the positive side, okay, what if I actually get my money back? Or what if I get a times two of the money back? So nowadays, rich men that we know, they started from somewhere. They did not start from
investing.
What do you say?
I said they didn't start from investing.
Yes, I can say they did not start from
Even
investing.
the wealthy people even start from saving.
Saving, yes. Because when you say for example, now, if you are saving, like you plan to save all 3 or 10 to 11 months in service, you now have in mind, okay, after probably I will say like 360,000 after my service here, and okay, this 360,000, I'm going to use it to buy land or do an investment or do, but before you get to that level of investing, a saving process has already been covered. Yeah, so saving is not just for the poor and invest for the rich. Even the rich started with saving. I believe that they started with saving.
All right, thank you so much, Ex-Corper Ayomide. I would still like us to focus more on this money management, because I would like to, many core members, they are reaching out to me that you guys said you have savings during your service here. We don't have savings, despite that they are in rural area, which they are meant to even save more.
Yeah.
They can still save more. What is there some tricks, or how would I put it?
There's no trick there. There's no trick there. I think when you know your financial goal, when you know that, okay, by the end of my service here, I want to have this in my account already. I want to have this in my saving plan or in my investment wallet. I think it should be easy. And even if it's not easy, there's one thing that will help us with it. That's discipline.
Okay.
Discipline is a very, very crucial instrument. Having financial discipline is very, very, because as a corper, you would want to explore life, you want to buy this, buy that. But that's why I recommend saving first. Now, if the person has issues with saving and even the discipline is never working, so I think investing will be better for the person. Investing better. Probably if he or she, after the allowance gets into the account, can just take a percentage and just look for a stock to buy, or buy some shares, or even if it's into real estate, there are various real estate various real estate companies that they encourage and they accommodate youth and core members. So I don't think they're going to push you away because you are investing little money, even if it's 5,000 naira or 10,000 naira, at least monthly. Let it be stated that okay, you are investing this particular amount in either stocks or real estate or any other investment plan.
All right. You said earlier that you lived at the family house in CCF,
Yeah.
and you were assigned as the sister coordinator and welfare director, which you know as Mama in that organization, and as a serving core member in that aspect, and you trying again to add value to yourself. How were you able to manage those?
I would say it was not easy. It came to me unplanned. I was not prepared. It came to me unplanned.
Okay.
Because I did not have, okay, I had it initially, I had it in mind that, okay, because of my goal. That's why it's very, very important that before coming to NYC, just have a goal. Know what you're looking for. Know what you're looking for. And I just hope you look for something good. Because there are people that what they're looking for is not something that will beneficial to their health and to their life after NYC. So know what you want, know what you're looking for. Like I earlier said, I was particular about my spiritual growth. So I had it in mind I was going to stay in the NC family house. I had that in mind.
Okay, you already know about NCCF.
I did not really know, I didn't know about NCCF until I went to camp.
Okay.
Yes, I went to camp. So I was encouraged and I thought, okay, I will stay in the NCCF family house. And luckily, when I got to the family house, it was about 20-25 minutes walk from my PPA. I know that's a lot. Maybe like 20 minutes, like 20 minutes from my PPA to and food that like going in the morning, going out to like 40 minutes trek. So I could
Trek?
Yeah, trek. Na trek.
Why trekking?
Because we got saved. And it's not like it's, how should I put it? Unlike in the city that everyone wants to hop on a bike, everyone wants to hop on it. You get everyone feeling among, no one feeling among, but
Okay.
because everybody's doing it, you get them just do it. But even because everybody's trekking, everybody's walking, other members also walking. You get like it. So basically, that I and my colleagues we just trek it.
Okay.
So it was not too far from my primary piece of assignment. So I thought, okay, I would stay here, and I was committed to the activities of the house. So I think God seeing my heart gave me the assignment of being the welfare secretary and the
At least
sisters coordinator.
scripture is true. God searches on that.
Yeah, exactly. So God saw my heart. He knew I wanted to grow, so He gave me that platform to grow. So it was not easy at all. It was not a joke. The thing that I I thought I could juggle it, juggle my PPA and all. And thank God I have the kind of PPA I have. I would always be grateful for my PPA rep grammar school because if I'd had a very tough PPA, I think I would have run away. I think I would have run away, but irrespective, even if I had another PPA, even if I had a tougher PPA, I believe that God will grant me the strength and the grace to push through. So my PPA was not so stressful. It was not much of a stress to me at all. But juggling the PPA and the assignments in the house, as the mama, I have to relate to everybody. I have to do the cooking, cook every day in the house. At night, do dinner. So I have to do I'm like, other people are seats, but I'm like the face on the cooking unit.
Is your office?
Yes, it's my office. So I have to coordinate the house, delegate duties. It was hard for me because at first it was hard for me because it was not something I was used to. I was not used to such kind of life. The soft life was. I was coming from soft life,
Lagos.
not Lagos girl thing, but irrespective of Lagos girl thing, I came from a soft background. It was not so.
Paul. Okay.
I was not the type that was so agile. I was not the type that was so outspoken. I was not the type that was so here and there, like doing everything at every time. In my house, I'm just in the house, just either eating, sleeping, pressing phone, going to school, do the basic things I'm supposed to do. But I was not pushed to do extra things. You get. So while I was in office, I was pushed. I was literally pushed to do things that because sometimes that I'll be doing different things at the same time. Like my minds are on different things, different places at the same time, and I have to get the job done because it's my duty, it's my assignment. And I know that I am supposed to delegate, and sometimes too I delegate because I would recommend anybody that finds his place or finds his or a way to my place that please delegate, learn to delegate, please. So I also delegate, but then sometimes I just feel like it's my work, and I feel like it's God um using this assignment to build me. So I can just do it myself. But sometimes I have no choice. I just have to do delegation. There came a time where I was falling sick. I was just falling sick. I had to even go back to Lagos. I had to travel down because it was a lot on me. And also I was able to I will continue staying. I was able to go spiritually because I knew that okay, God is entrusting life of the sister as far the sisters coordinator is entrusting their lives into my hands, and is entrusting as far the welfare secretary, and not just to look at or look after their well-being physically, and look after their well-being spiritually also. So I know that I cannot give what I don't have. So I have to like, keep receiving from God. Even though it was hard. It was hard praying, studying scriptures, and doing the spiritual activities. It was so hard. But then I had to keep doing, I had to keep doing, I had to keep doing. And I thank God for where He has brought me, and I know that I've been able to like accomplish the assignment to an extent.
All right. Thank you so much, Ex-Corper Ayomide. Thank you so much. At least from your story, I was able to deduce that um, better life is possible. You can live a positive life while serving the rural area.
Yeah, you can.
And it's even possible to make impactful things out of 77K.
Yeah.
Also like that. And growth aspects too. That the location is not the boundary. Don't allow the location to just limit you. All right. Thank you so much, Ex-Corper Ayomide. Before we go,
Sir.
we would like you to give our audience a piece of advice. Probably today's undergraduate know by tomorrow they will become the prospective core members, and next tomorrow they become a serving core member. So from the undergraduates, the prospective core members, and even you will have a word of advice for the current serving core members.
Okay.
So,
So for the prospective core members, I would say that before coming to NYC, you know what you want. Know what you want.
know what you want.
Yes, know what you want. Know what you want.
That is have a goal.
Yes, have a goal.
Okay.
Because if you don't have something driving, your goal is what drives you. So if you don't have what drives you, you'll just see yourself being pulled here and there, being pulled left and right, and not knowing the right things to do. So first of all, know what you want, know where you are headed, and also take away every distraction. Because the NYCA is a year that you as a youth you want to explore. You are automatically employed. 7K is sure, and other stipends also is sure. So there are distractions here and there. So it is that you are focused, and you're also able to discipline yourself. You're able to discipline yourself. Discipline is a very, very, very important skill that you should practice in your service year, and also learn about financial intelligence. Because while in NYC you are collecting your allowance steady, don't forget that the time will come where that allowance will stop, and then you need to go search for job, taking your CV here and there, sending mails here and there, looking for a job. So with what you are able to save in your NYC year, you can start up a business, or you can do something with the money, something that can bring returns to you. So make sure that you have a savings plan, or an investment plan while you save. And what else would I want to say? Yeah, be intentional about growth. Be intentional about growth. Your service year is more like a free period in your life. Yes, you work, you go to work and all, but at least you have some things that are steadied in your life, that you don't need to start thinking of some things. Like, for example, your financial stability. At least in that service year, you know that okay, you should be able to sustain yourself with the money you have. So when you go outside of there, what skill what skill do you have that will continue bringing returns to you? You need to have a skill, not just hand skills. You need to have intellectual skills also. That when you speak, people want to hear you, and when you go out, people will want to hear what you want to say. And even if it does not bring returns to you now, or bring financial returns to you now, sure it will bring to you in the future. So I'm saying have a skill. Also importantly, have a hand skill. I know that we did side in camp, and after camp a lot of us gonna drop side, but I tell you that your service year is a year that you can build your hand skills, be it hairstyling, fashion designing, makeup, graphics design, whatever it is you desire, whatever skill you want to learn, please learn it, learn it, learn it. and other intellectual skills also, financial intelligence, emotional balance, and all. Because after NYC, and the next thing for some of us is after getting a job, getting married. So we need to, this service year is, see it as a year of growth for you. See it as a year of growth, a year that you increase capacity, a year to increase capacity
In all areas.
in all areas, in all areas, in all areas. That's
All right. Thank you so much, Ex-Corper Ayomide Elizabeth.
Thank you, sir.
I'm really blessed with your story, and thank you for choosing Service Echoes
Thank you,
to
sir.
document your NYSC journey. If I may ask, how will you recommend Service Echoes? Or let me just say, what is Service Echoes to you?
Okay, so first let me start with what Service Echoes is to me.
Okay.
So I see Service Echoes as a place where core members document their experience in NYC, a place where lessons can be dropped and a place where lessons can be picked up. Because it's a place where experiences are being dropped and picked. I recommend Service Echoes for every prospective core members and every current core member, because you can, with or through this platform, learn things that you might not naturally know yourself, because you would have watched or seen your senior coppers or your senior colleagues hear their experience, hear what they have to say. Because Service Circles, I believe that it's a place for sharing of experiences. I mean, core members sharing experiences. So, as a prospective core member or as a copper, I recommend Service Echoes because it's a place where you can learn about this journey you're about to embark on and about this journey that you are currently in.
All right. Thank you so much, Ex-Corper Ayomide
Yes, sir.
Elizabeth, a proud daughter of Lagos State. At least you survived.
I did. I did not thanks to God.
All right. What you've shared today, we definitely outlive this room. And thank you so much for trusting this platform.
My pleasure.
And I would say, never stop echoing your story. Today, you are an Ex-Corper. Tomorrow, you might become a CEO or a queen. Now only sure you become a queen.
Yes, sure. I'm
So
queen.
we have others categories.
Mhm.
We have some categories meant for core members to share the experience, and we have other categories where other season of service come to share the experience. It could be in entrepreneurship, it could be in feed, a particular feed, where people come here and share the experience, their lessons, their challenges, how they overcome it. Thank you so much, and you are part of Service Echoes Guest Cycle.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks so much, man. This is how we ended another episode here on Service Echoes. This is another episode of Fresh Flips. Always stay tuned and be blessed.
Bye.